Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a build that I've been working on for a few days now that I like to call One Stop Flak. This build sort of has a story behind it, and the story goes as one day I decided I'm going to start making YouTube videos again, and for one of the first builds that came to my mind was this one, and that's really it. But no, in all seriousness, the build that I was sort of wanting to make, this build in particular, was a build that I've been wanting to make since DLC4 was released, or not released but announced. The reason why is because I had a checklist that I wanted in a build, and no builds really fit this checklist until I made this one. Number one on this checklist was, is this build viable for DLC4? And what that means is, can you go into DLC4, have a good time, experience the DLC, pick up any gun that you find that might be new or that just looks cool. You can pick it up and you can just like throw it on this build, just randomly equip it, and it will be awesome. It will be really good. And is it going to be viable in later gameplay, like the takedowns and stuff like that? And although stuff like three-shot flak, whatever it's called, is really good, it's not really viable with all weapons in the game. It's really only viable with like snipers and maybe rocket launchers and shotguns, you know, but you can't use ARs with it or anything like that. So I decided I want to find Flak's ties that bind, if that makes sense. Amara, if you guys don't know, has a ability or a build that involves ties that bind, and you can absolutely destroy everything with a white pistol. And I decided I want to find a build just like that for Flak, where you can pick up, literally, I could pick up this weapon and use it. You know what? I will do that, just to show you guys. I'll pick up this weapon and use it for you guys. And yeah, I just wanted to be able to find any weapon, pick it up, use it, and destroy. So this is Athena, so don't take this one seriously because, you know, it is Athena, but I am using a white dual assault rifle, as you guys saw there. But yeah, so that was number one, is I wanted to find a build for Flak that you can pick up any gun in the new DLC and just use it. Number two is I wanted to find a build for Flak that I could have a plan with. And this is what this build is. And what I mean by plan is, in case you guys don't know, the DLC4 comes with an extra 5 levels. That means you get an extra 5 levels for your skill tree, and there's tons of things that you can do. So I wanted to have a build with a plan, so when you guys get to level 65, you guys know what to do with this build. So that's what this build is, a build that you can literally use anything. And I'm not sure how good this gun is, but I'm gonna try to use it, and it also has a plan for when you reach level 65. Anyways, like I do with all my builds, I'm going to go ahead and start with the skill tree, then I'm going to move on to the gear, and then I'm going to move on to my mayhem modifiers. Afterwards, I like to do an in-depth part of the video. Now there's not much to go in depth about, but I will be doing it anyways. Let's go ahead and get into the skill tree. So we're here at the skill tree, and there's not too much to go about. It's a pretty average build. I'll go ahead and go over it really quick, and I'll be explaining more in depth why I chose what I did in the in-depth part of the video. But I'll go ahead and skim over it really quick just for you guys. It's just a really simple, for me, it's rack. For you can use fadeaway. Anything, you can use anything you want, whatever fits your playstyle. This build is great like that because you can use anything that fits your playstyle. Anyways, yeah, I just used just a general rack build for me. And yeah, if you guys don't know how two-fang works, two-fang, if you're using a multiple projectile weapon, you're not going to want to use two-fang. For me, I'm going to be using this white SMG, so I'm going to be using two-fang just to buff up my damage just a little bit, but you don't have to. But yeah, besides that, it's just like a really simple rack build. Again, you can use fadeaway, you can do whatever you want. But yeah, I'm going to be using rack. So the plan, the thing that really involves the skill tree later is when you reach level 65, you're going to be thinking, oh, what am I going to do with these extra 5 skill points? And this is what you want to do. So if you're going with this exact skill tree that I have here, there's one thing you're going to have to do. So you're going to have to go and respec, and you're going to want to put everything in the same exact place as this, except for one thing, and that is the 3 into Grim Harvest. Everything else will make it to where you can still reach the Megavore. You just won't have the 3 into Grim Harvest. And what you're going to want to do, instead of putting 3 into Grim Harvest, you're going to want to put 2 into Ferocity, or go for the eyes. Put 1 into Heat Bites, and put 5 into Frenzy. This is going to be the most damage you can get on Flak. So again, you're going to want to take, once you hit level 65, you're going to want to take, if you have this exact one. If not, you just want to get the capstones and nothing else. But if you're using this exact skill tree, you're going to want to take the 3 out of Grim Harvest, and then put 2 into Ferocity, 1 into Heat Bites, 5 into Frenzy. And that's going to be the most you can get. Besides that, for my rack build, I'm using Falconer's Feast for health. If you're going against robots, you can use Rack Hope and a cold one. Either way, they both work fine. And Rack Accelerate for cooldown rate. I also use the Spider and Scorcher. This is just no-brainer. It gives you the most damage that you can get out of all the pets, unless you're using non-elemental. Then you're going to want to use Great Horned Skag, but I don't have that unlocked. So, but yeah, that's really it for the skill tree. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the gear, and it's pretty apparent. The gear does not matter at all. Again, I'm going to be using this white assault rifle, so that will be fun. And yeah, there's only one thing to know about the gear, is the shield. There's 2 shields you want to use. It's either the version 0.M, which makes the entire build, and I'll explain that more when I go in depth, or the stopgap. Either way, whichever one you use, you're going to want to have action skill start anointment on it. But yeah, that's really it for the gear. You can use anything you want. Again, I'm going to be using this white Jaguar. Now for my Mayhem modifiers, don't use what I'm using. These are terrible Mayhem modifiers. What I would recommend is, for your very hard, use Postmortem. For hard, use Drone Ranger. For medium, use Healy Avenger. And for easy, use any of them at all. I would recommend either like Speed Demon or Blue Explosion or something like that, but they're all fine. And yeah, that's really it for the Mayhem modifiers. I'm about to go into an in-depth part of the video, and I know some of you guys don't want to see the in-depth part of the video. In case you guys don't know what the in-depth part of the video is, it is a usually 10 to 15 minute long segment where I break down the build in its entirety, go into all the details and stuff like that. If you guys don't want to see that, I'll go ahead and put a timestamp on screen right now that'll let you skip to where I go test this build with this white Jaguar. Again, I'm going to be testing this build with a white Jaguar, so you can imagine how much better it will be with an actual weapon. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the in-depth part of the video. So we're here at the in-depth part of the video, and there's not too much to cover in the skill tree, but one thing. I said it before and I'll mention it again. You can use any sort of build you want. You can mix things up all you want. If you want to put these 3 into Leave No Trace, you can. It depends on how you want to play it. You can change this up as much as you want. The only thing that I would recommend not doing is going into the blue skill tree more than this, unless you reach level 65. You do not really want to do that because this is the most damage you can get, and this is really the only way the build's going to work if you are wanting to use any weapon in the game. This is really the only way this is going to work. If you use the blue skill tree, you're going to have to use most of the powerful weapons because it just doesn't have the damage output as the other 2 skill trees. Anyways, you can change it up as much as you want. I would recommend, if you're running Fadeaway, to take 3 out of here and 2 out of Hunter's Eye, and then go into Hidden Machines. Either way, do what you really want to. You can do anything you want with this build, just as long as you don't go into the blue skill tree. Keep it on, keep 3 into Persistence Hunter, and then do whatever build you want over here. Besides that, the gear, again, you can use anything. So the reason why I'm using the version 0.M is because this, in case you guys don't know, I'll show you guys right now. It has an ability, a unique ability that nobody else has, where if you break the shield, and since I have the acid anointment, it will activate it anyways. But if you break its shield, it will cast a circle around you where it buffs your weapon. It buffs your fire rate just a little bit, and it buffs your weapon damage by, I think, 100% per bullet. And the ring around you lasts 5 seconds. I'll go ahead and show you guys that right now. So you can see around me, I have this red ring, and it buffs my fire rate. Now, this shield also makes it to where it's an amp shield. If you're full shield, which I am right now, and I shoot, let me go ahead and go to something where it's a little bit more apparent. And I shoot this, you'll be able to see it is an amp shot compared to the normal bullets. It is an amp shot. So this is the same thing as the one-shotter, where it will amp all your bullets, and I'll use the this weapon to show you guys that. It will amp all your bullets, so shoot. You can see they're all amped, so it will amp all your bullets. It's basically the one-shotter, except it is a little bit different. I'm not exactly sure the difference, and I don't really know if the one-shotter is better or not, but they're very similar. So it will amp all your pellets and not just a few, and yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. Now there's only one downside to using this, or I guess two if you want to count being squishy. Number one is you're very squishy, and you'll probably see in this gameplay, since I'm using a white Jaguar, that I will go down a ton. But on top of that, it is glitched. So this shield you should only use while you're outside and there's nothing above your head. The reason why is, I'll go ahead and show you this one more time. You can see right there, it's around me. It is around me, and it's there, it's buffing me right now. Now if I were to go under this, you'll be able to see it's not there. Now the reason why this happens, and I'll be able to show you really quick right here, is because for some reason it decides to spawn on the roof. In case you guys didn't see that, I'll do it one more time. And there it is. It's just really buggy, and it will spawn on the roofs above you. So if you're inside or underneath something, it will spawn on top of it, and that's just no bueno. So if you're inside or something, go ahead and do yourself a favor and switch to a stopgap or something like that. Switch to something that actually works inside, and I hope they fix this bug soon, because it is terrible and it honestly ruins the shield a bit. But yeah, so besides that, there's only one more quirk to the zero.m machine, or not machine, shield, sorry. Is that when you're inside of it, you'll be able to see, I'll go ahead and mute myself so you guys can listen, while you're inside of the circle, it damages you. Now it doesn't damage you for anything, it's like 0.00001% of your health, but it does damage you, and this is so it makes your health regen and your shield regen stop. And it's just to bounce the shield out a little bit, and I completely understand it. So I'll be able to show you this right now. If I were to cast it, and I'm going to mute myself so I can show you guys. You can see at the very bottom, I have a little graphic where it shows that I'm being hit. My gun will be flinching, and you'll be able to hear the hit marker sound on me, because it makes it to where you can't regen. So let me go ahead and mute myself and show you guys that.
Distract them!
So you can see right there, I was flinching, I had the little animation at the bottom of my screen saying I was being hit, and yeah, that's just to make it to where your shield does not regen anymore. So if you are low on health, get out of the shield, because it will, or get out of the circle, because it will make it to where your shield does not regen anymore. And that's just to bounce it, and I think it's a cool gimmick that your Gearbox implemented to make the shield a little bit more balanced. So yeah, I think that's cool, but yeah. Just so you guys know, if you're low on health, if you're about to die, get out of the circle, because you will not regen. But yeah, so besides that, that's really it for the in-depth part of the video. We're going to go ahead and test it now, and yeah, I'll see you guys there. Hey there guys, welcome to the testing part of this build. So, in case you guys skipped the in-depth part of the video, or you didn't watch the entirety of it, I want to mention one thing before we get started. This will only take about 30 seconds. So, your main shield will be the version 0.m shield, and this shield is bugged. I'm going to go ahead and go over it really quick just so you guys can see. When you use your racks or whatever, they cast this circle that buffs you on the ground, right? This lasts 5 seconds. Now, you want to only use this if you are out in the open, because as soon as you get under a roof like this one, I'll be able to show you guys right now.
Pocket racks!
You see it doesn't spawn under me, because for some reason it spawns on top of the roof. That's the only thing. It's really buggy, it really does suck, and I hope they fix it soon, but just something to be wary of. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and mob Themis with this white Jaguar. If things start going bad, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Star Helix, but just to show you guys, the Jaguar, just a random Jaguar, I'm not sure if it's good or not at all, but I hope it is, just to prove a point. This will be able to do the trick. Now, you can just imagine, without a white Jaguar, if I was using Light Show, anything else besides a white Jaguar, it would probably destroy everything. Now, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just throw a Monarch in my slots just to make sure if I go down I can pick myself back up. But yeah, white Jaguars a go, and I'll see you guys afterwards. Hey guys, so you can see, even against badass knocks, even against badass enemies, and again, it is just on, you know, Athena's, so don't take it too lightly, or don't take it too heavily, I should say. But you can see, even this white, again, it's just a white Jaguar, nothing special, even this white Jaguar will completely destroy on Mayhem 10. So, as you can see, the build's pretty powerful. If I was using literally anything else, it would absolutely destroy. If I was using something good, like, just take this for example. It is 6,000, so it's already a higher damage number, and it's times 3. I've seen 8,000 and 9,000 Star Helixes, so you can just take that for an example. Much higher damage values, and, you know, it's a white Jaguar. You can't expect much from it. But yeah, that was really it for the mobbing part. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and do Tromp, but I'm going to go ahead and play 2 clips. One of me fighting Grave Ward with an actual build, and one of me fighting Agonizer with an actual build. Besides that, that's going to be the end of the video, and I'll go ahead and see you guys after you're done with the bosses.
So 4 vids, 2 weeks, man, I feel like Johnny Depp. All these pills, no wonder why your ass is left. Such a big, moves are big, but I do not overstep. I get my money somehow, but I do not want no counterfeit. I'm done with glitter, need some diamonds shining on my silly ass. Done with whipping, done with sipping, staying on my grind and shit. I'm done with school, I'm done with fools, I'm goofing around with chemicals, I'm done with rules. I'm buy my jewels, I'll get that money, golden jewels. People make these rules just so I can go out and break them. Yeah, the money coming in my bank account and I can't stop them. If I've done it once, I might just do it twice. She said she like it thrice. I put this game on my back, yeah, did it up like Jerry Rice. Got like 6 more months until I drop like 6 more songs at once. I did like 8 more videos since I felt like Johnny Depp. You done, so I might just drop this rapping shit to move on to some action shit, cause I feel like this game is...
Hey guys, so that's basically the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the build, and I hope you guys are really excited for DLC4. I think this build is going to absolutely destroy any DLC4 content that this game has to throw at us. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. It's one of my favorite builds that I've ever made, and yeah, besides that, if you guys like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe on the fun stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!